Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am Eloho, your gracious host. Today we are talking about a serious topic. West Africa is on the brink of war. Have you heard? Do you know what's going on in the motherland? We're looking at a potential World War III. So let's get into it. On July 6 of 2023, Niger's coup d'etat ousted their president Mohamed Bazoum and kicked their neo-colonizers France the hell up out their country. So the former president has been detained and the Nigerian military is in power. There's a number of reasons for the coup d'etat taking over power in these West African countries such as Mali, Burkina Faso, and now Niger. So Africa is blessed with an abundance of natural resources that can literally feed the world, but continues to grapple with poverty to the extent that it relies on foreign aid from the European Union, from America, right? And so even though they've gained independence from France in the 60s, there's still a lot of neo-colonialism going on. There's a lot of unequal trade relationships, political instability. The presidents are supposed to actually help the people and help their countries. But once the people realize that the quote unquote democracy ain't democracying, yeah, it's time for y'all to get up out of here. And it's been a trend with Mali, Burkina Faso, and now Niger, who all have coup d'etats in power. They have ousted their presidents. And honestly, I'm here for it. So the coup d'etat in Niger has suspended the constitution, closed off its borders to everyone basically except their allies, and implemented curfews. The military leaders say that it was necessary to avoid the gradual and inevitable demise of the country. Now, because of this military takeover, the EU and the US has sanctioned and cut off Niger. They are no longer providing military security and financial aid. Air France announces that they are suspending flights to Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. And Mali removes French as its official language. I mean, come on, I see where I get my petty from. So you gonna remove airspace, I'm gonna remove your language because we don't want nothing to do with you actually. Cut off, clean. Now, recently, the French Air Force confirms it illegally entered Niger's airspace. Now, Niger had closed off their airspace, yet France said, we still gonna land our Air Force plane. No, we still need to be here. France, you're thirsty. And you know why France is thirsty? Let's get into it. Without the exploitation of West African resources, France's economy will literally collapse. So Niger is one of France's top 3 uranium suppliers, and they supply the highest grade of uranium. And uranium is used for nuclear power. Without the uranium, there is no power. So Niger literally powers France. However, Niger has one of the lowest consumptions of electricity in the world. Only 14% of Niger has access to the grid, and even those with a connection suffer from frequent blackouts. And so the people are saying, no, the president is supposed to prevent things like this. Why is this still happening 60-something years later? And that is why they kicking their asses out. I mean, diamonds, gold, oil, coffee, cotton, uranium, iron, you name it. You name it. Like, you name it. Africa has it, and yet she's struggling. So Russia has positioned itself as an ally to these West African countries. And even with that, I would say be careful. Okay, we don't want to replace one enemy with the next, but so far, so good. Russia has positioned itself as an ally. It's paid millions of dollars of debt, of Africa's debt to China. Russia has thousands of military and soldiers over there in Niger and Burkina Faso and Mali. And so here's where things get tricky, right? Okay, so America is on the side of democracy for African nation. They want democracy. They don't want coups in power. And so that's why they sanction Niger. So with Russia backing Niger and America being against Niger, like, babes, America don't want no smoke with Russia. We don't want too much smoke with Russia because Russia, again, has a lot of resources that America needs for our economy over here. It's a mess. Current president of Burkina Faso, the youngest president in Africa, Ibrahim Traoré, he spoke with Putin. Check this out.
Les questions que mes générations se posent sont les suivantes, si je peux me résumer. c'est de ne pas comprendre comment l'Afrique, avec tant de richesses sur notre sol, avec une nature généreuse, de l'eau, du soleil en abondance, l'Afrique est aujourd'hui le continent le plus pauvre. L'Afrique est un continent affamé. Et comment se fait-il que les chefs d'État traversent donc le monde à mendier? Voici des questions que nous nous posons et que nous n'avons pas de réponse jusque-là. Nous avons l'occasion de tisser de nouvelles relations. Et j'espère que ces relations puissent être les meilleures pour donner un meilleur avenir à nos peuples. Pour ce qui concerne le Burkina Faso, aujourd'hui nous sommes confrontés depuis plus de 8 ans à la forme de manifestation la plus barbare, la plus violente du néocolonialisme, de l'impérialisme. L'esclavage qu'on tend encore à nous imposer.
He says, we have been receiving French aid for 63 years, yet our country has not developed. So cutting it off from us now will not kill us. Rather, it will motivate us to work and rely on ourselves. Shout out to that man, okay? Shout out to that man. So let's get into the coonery and buffoonery that we have going on here. Okay, so there's a community of countries called ECOWAS. ECOWAS stands for Economic Community of West African States, and that includes those West African countries, which consist of Nigeria, both Guineas, Mali, Ivory Coast, Niger, Burkina Faso, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Uganda, Benin, Togo, Senegal, the Gambia, Cameroon, Chad. There are 15 members of the Economic Community of West African States, and the main goal of ECOWAS is to promote economic cooperation among the membering states in order to raise living standards and promote economic development. ECOWAS has also worked to address some security issues by developing a peacekeeping force for conflicts in the region. So this union is supposed to keep peace and to promote economic development. And here we have coonery and buffoonery. So basically you have West African states who are saying, listen, we want the democracy back in power. And if you guys don't put President Mohamed Bazoum back, we are coming into these countries with war. Remember, this is the same president that had ties to the massacre during the End SARS movement in Nigeria. So we're dealing with evil, corrupt leaders. Literally, Niger is literally in the middle of all of these ECOWAS states. They're preparing for an invasion. Nigerian government said, yeah, we're gonna send troops. You know, all of these states, they're gonna send troops to Niger. We're looking at a potential war. I was talking to my husband about this. He's from Mali, and he's been following what's been going on, of course, since he was a kid. And he doesn't think that there will be an outright war, but I don't know. Okay, it's a new day. We have new presidents and new military in charge. Everyone is upset. People just want a better country. People just want a better living. And I say, listen, we all should be on the side of get these colonizers out of here. Let's support ourselves. But you have to understand, when these nations are funding those presidents, the 2% of the wealthy in the country, they're not gonna let go of their wealth to spread it across the country. The ECOWAS summit ended with the agreement that all of those West African countries will send troops into Niger to try to reinstate the president. And Niger, Mali, and Russia, Burkina Faso is saying, don't come over here and start none. Don't start none, won't be none. So it is Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Russia versus West Africa and France and the US. This is crazy. This is literally insane. I'll keep you guys updated. For those of you who are in these countries, can y'all please drop down in the comment section? Let us know what's going on. If anyone is interested, if anyone has information and is interested in doing an interview, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram or email me. I really want to know what's going on. How's the communities being affected? I know the price of uranium and gas and food has increased. And you know what? Shout out to Niger, shout out to Mali, shout out to Burkina Faso for saying we don't want y'all here no more. Y'all been providing aid for 63 years and ain't aiding nothing. Ain't aiding nothing but making your country better while our country suffers. Stay tuned for updates. Let me know if this is a topic that you're interested in. One love, one mother, Africa. I'll see you at the next one. Later.